All right, today's the 18th. That marks the end of Season 14 and the beginning of Season 15, which is a lot sooner than I thought it would be. I thought it was a little longer. It looks like they're already introducing perks. So let's check out the patch notes, see what they say. Overwatch 2 retail patch notes plus hero perks, February 18th. Season 15, Honor and Glory. Season 15 introduces perks, Overwatch 2's groundbreaking new gameplay feature that lets players unlock mid-match hero upgrades, providing more choice and strategy. With the launch of the 2025 competitive year, fresh rewards like galactic weapon skins and exclusive charms await those who climb the ranks, plus weekly challenges in the Perked Up event offer exciting treasures, including Rainy Day Mercy and legendary loot boxes. Wait, loot boxes are back this season also? I thought that was like way later. Huh. Don't miss out on Mythic Pixu Zenyatta and more as Overwatch 2 takes bold steps into its most exciting season yet. Nice. Okay. So new Mythic is Zenyatta, inspired by the Golden Dragon. Pixu, the Mythic Pixu Zenyatta skin combines godly beauty with unique customizations. The skin evolves as you do, featuring 4 progressive levels, thematic sound effects, and an optional gilded aspect, so you can dominate the battlefield in true divine style. We saw this in the Overwatch 2 Spotlight. Looks great. I'm all for it. Let's see. Loot boxes are back. I really thought this was going to be later. I thought this was under the section of like they didn't name a season yet. It was just supposed to be later in the year, but I guess it's already here, which is fucking awesome. Get ready for the return of loot boxes, loaded with loot and surprises to expand your arsenal and bring the hype. Whether you're new or a veteran hero, you'll love the thrill of loot boxes to unlock new content as you progress through the premium battle pass, or when you earn loot boxes as you complete games every week. There will be 2 types of loot boxes that you'll be able to earn: loot boxes and legendary loot boxes. Okay, I think that's a little different than it was. Starting in Season 15, you can earn up to 3 loot boxes every week by completing up to 27 games each week, with wins counting as double. Starting in Season 15, you can earn a free legendary loot box in the free track of the Battle Pass, and an additional 2 legendary loot boxes in the premium track. Okay, so loot box. Every loot box draws from a curated collection of Overwatch and Overwatch 2 cosmetic items. So it's not all items, it's a curated selection. They said in the Spotlight that they will show us which ones you can get, so let's hope they keep that. Each box will drop 4 items when opened. The items you get are now randomly selected at the time of box opening. Loot boxes will prioritize giving you items that you don't already own. This is really cool. I hated getting duplicates in the previous one. Getting a legendary duplicate was so disappointing. So I'm glad they have this. It does say prioritize, but not only. So it's not only going to give you items you don't already own, it's going to prioritize it, which means it could still happen. So I wonder what the percentage chance will be. If a loot box can't avoid giving you any items you already own, the loot box will instead grant progress towards a bonus loot box. Okay, cool. At the start of each season, any unopened boxes from previous seasons will be automatically opened, and all items dropped from them are added to your collection. That's kind of annoying. I guess we'll just have to make sure people open their loot boxes. Alright, drop rates. On average, each rarity has the following chances of dropping per 1 loot box open. Legendary, 5.1%. Epic, 21.93%. Rare, 96%. Common, 97%. That's interesting. On average. How does this work out? So a loot box has 4 items. So does that mean you're guaranteed a common, you're guaranteed a rare? I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense, because obviously it doesn't add up to 100. It doesn't add up to 200. So it doesn't add up to 400. This is very confusing. I wish they would fix this or adjust it. Okay, guaranteed drops. A legendary item is guaranteed to drop within 20 consecutive box openings. Okay. An epic item is guaranteed to drop within 5 consecutive box openings. Cool. At least 1 rare item or better is guaranteed to drop in every box. Great. Sure. At least they're telling us. That's awesome. That they're being open and honest and saying, hey, this is the chances. I wish they were a little more... I wish they would come back and clarify this position on legendary, epic, and rare and all that. because it's a bit confusing. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. I don't know. Somebody can explain it in the comments, please do. Legendary loot box. Each legendary loot box is guaranteed to contain at least one legendary item. So that means you're guaranteed to get one legendary every season if you get to that point in the battle pass. That's cool. Drop rates. On average, each rarity has the following chances of dropping per one legendary box open. Legendary, 100%. Epic, 21%. Rare, common. Is this split between the 4 different options? It doesn't make any sense how this works, how it's laid out. So please, somebody correct me and tell me I'm being stupid with how this is and help me understand. Okay, competitive play updates. It's a whole new year for competitive with perks reshaping strategy, rank resets, leveling the playing field, and stellar new galactic weapon skins, plus weapon charm rewards waiting at the top. Are you ready to rise, show the world your skill, and climb the ladder like never before? Victory awaits. I am really glad they're doing a rank reset while putting in perks, because perks should completely change the game and require a whole bunch of new learning and new skills. So resetting the ranks makes perfect sense here. I'm really glad they did that. Skill rank reset. The highest ranks, Master, Grandmaster, and Champion, have been tuned to include a higher percentage of the player population once players are well calibrated. Given the addition of perks and the tuning of higher tiers, this reset is designed to put players on an even playing field and give them a chance to climb even higher than ever before. Okay, all ranks in role queue and open queue in competitive play have been reset to unranked, and all players will need to complete their respective 10 placement matches for each role. Okay, sounds normal. Competitive rewards. Galactic weapon variants can now be unlocked with competitive points, allowing you to reach for the stars while you rank up. Jade weapon variants join gold weapon variants as legacy rewards. Legacy rewards can be purchased with legacy competitive points. Competitive weapon charms will be awarded to players in plat and above in Season 16 based on your performance in Season 15. End of season titles for competitive role queue now include the role the rank was achieved in. Include champion tank, champion support. Okay. I thought that was already a thing, but competitive point conversion. All competitive points earned in the 2024 competitive year have been converted into legacy competitive points. Okay, so you can't just have had a bunch of points from the previous season and buy the new galactic weapons. You have to earn new ones. Okay, that makes sense. Competitive points can now be manually converted into legacy competitive points when purchasing weapon variants. Okay, so you can still purchase the jade and gold weapons. Cool. Ranks on portraits. Competitive hero portraits have returned to play in Overwatch 2's rank icons, giving players that share their gameplay new opportunities to show off their skill. Great. So that means I don't have to show my rank anymore. I don't have to update that at all. It'll just automatically be there. Super dope. Map pool. Clash maps Hanaoka and Throne of Anubis are removed from the competitive play pool. All players can still play on all escort, hyper control, push, and flashpoint maps. I like that they're taking initiative, and it seems like a lot of people don't like Clash. I don't like this because I actually do like Clash. I would much rather play Clash over Flashpoint and even some escort maps. I would much rather play. I think Clash is fast, it's fun, the maps are cool, small. It's a lot of fast stuff. I think, honestly, the community just hasn't reacted to how you're supposed to play Clash yet, and that's what's causing problems, not the actual game modes or the maps. I think they're awesome and they have such high potential. But I am glad that they're listening to the community. I think I'm in the very small percentage of people here, and they're doing something about it. So, general updates, voice lines, refactored ultimate voice lines to allow custom player specific voice lines instead of also being heard by opponents. So currently right now, if you ult, you hear what the enemy team hears. I think a general rule of thumb is if the ultimate sound is in English, that means it's on your team, and if it's in whatever character's native language is, it's from the enemy team. So Widowmaker says something, I believe, in French if it's the enemy team's Widowmaker, and she says something in English if it's your Widowmaker. But if you are playing the character, it usually makes the one like you're an enemy. That's how it usually works. So does that mean you can choose what you hear? but not what other people hear. I need to see this in game. That could get really confusing if you can change what enemies hear, because it'll be really hard to track stuff just by audio cues. So I hope that's not what it is, and I hope it's just what you get to hear. Mode specific ultimate lines are now enabled to play game wide for players with relevant skins equipped. Custom ultimate lines are now enabled for several mythic skins, with more to come in future patches. Previously unused custom ultimate lines are now available for several other skins. Okay, cool. So they're adding more stuff. Great. Going into Overwatch 2, we took into account player feedback that skin-specific ultimate lines from enemy heroes created gameplay difficulties for many players. Yes. So this is, if you pick, I think it's like Queen. If you pick Queen and do her mythic skin, when she ults, instead of saying her regular line, she says a different line. So if you're playing against a Queen and you're not used to them using that skin, when they ult, you might think it's something different. You might not have the direct audio cue. So I'm glad they're addressing that. As such, we restricted any custom hostile ultimate voiceovers to special game modes, but we're not able to implement them into the broader game. By changing the way we trigger ultimate voice lines, we can now play a player-specific custom line without affecting the line heard by enemy players. This means we'll have much more flexibility for changing ultimate voice lines in the future. Okay, so it sounds like I don't have to be worried. It sounds like they thought of it. It sounds like it's only, you can customize what your character hears, but no matter what, in any game, you will always hear the same voice line from an enemy team. So you can continue the audio cue and you can hear which character is ulting from which team, and you don't have to worry about memorizing a bunch of different ones from different skins in different areas. So cool. I like that. I'm glad they clarified this. Emotes. Emotes can now be canceled mid-animation shortly after they are activated. Thank God. Some of the emotes are so long. If you accidentally hit that button, it's dumb. But more importantly, this means you can swag on people more easily. So there will probably be a lot more emoting. I like this change. This is really fun. Introducing perks. Okay, the big one. Take your gameplay to the next level with perks. Overwatch 2's dynamic new mid-match upgrade system for quick play and competitive. As the action heats up, unlock and choose game-changing abilities to amplify your hero's power and evolve your strategy in real time. Adapt to every challenge, counter your enemies, and turn the tide of battle in your favor. Perks are now enabled in quick play and competitive. Really? I thought they were going to do what they do with the heroes, where they do it for quick play for like 2 weeks, make some adjustments, and then put it in competitive. So the fact that they're going straight into competitive, pretty crazy. There's going to be a mad rush right now to figure out which characters have the most broken perks to try to get as many levels on the rank grind as you can. I think it's funny. I don't know if this is a great idea, but I'm guessing this means they're confident in their balancing for this because they're putting it in a competitive. It's also a rank reset, so I don't know. This is really interesting. How to gain perk progress. Perk progress is gained by dealing damage, securing eliminations, and healing your allies. Throughout the match, the rate at which you gain perks will gradually increase. When you eliminate an enemy who is at a higher perk level than you, that elimination is also worth more perk progress. Okay, so that's good that they have this implemented like that, because you don't want it to be even more steamrolly. The team who's doing more stuff gets their perks faster, which means they can do more stuff, which means they can steamroll. So sounds like they have a bit of counterbalancing built in already. Swapping heroes. This is what I was really curious about, how they handle swapping. When you swap heroes, your new hero will be set to level 1 with 0 perk progress. Your progress will be saved on any heroes that you play throughout the round though. So if you played Tracer to level 3 and got her major perk, when you switch back to Tracer, you will be at level 3 with your perks equipped. Cool. I like this a lot. This is incentivizing sticking with one character over counter swapping. Very cool. I like this a ton. I think counter swapping was a huge annoyance for most tank mains, especially. So the fact that they are looking at different ways to solve that, knocked it out of the park. That's awesome. Selecting perks. There are multiple options available to select your perks to fit your personal playstyle. Standard selection. Hold down left alt on keyboard or up on the D-pad for controller. Then aim at the left or right perk or press your shoulder buttons on controller to select. Quick selection. You can also set your own bindings to select your perks without bringing up the perk selection user interface, which is great for once you've really gotten your perks down and don't need the menu. Awesome. Love streamlining, love giving players more choices, more control over how they do things. Great. You can also bind your perk selection to be a toggle instead of holding by default. Awesome. Celebrate in our Perked Up event. Celebrate the debut of Overwatch 2's game-changing perk system with the Perked Up event, available all season long. Take on challenges to snag weekly rewards, including up to 10 loot boxes per week. Wow, 10 loot boxes per week? That's 40 new customizable things that you can get per week. That's kind of crazy. Granted, there's a lot of things like souvenirs and then like voice lines for characters that you don't use, but 40 for free is crazy. 40, I'm saying. You get 10 loot boxes, 4 items per loot box, which means that's 40 new items. Plus, that means every 2 weeks you're guaranteed to get 1 legendary loot box because it was 20. After 20, you get 1 guaranteed. This seems really generous. Plus, team up with the community via Twitch drops and support a streamer to unlock Rainy Day, May, and Tracer. This limited time event runs from February 18th to April 22nd. So we get a full 2 months. Very cool. I'm going to be trying to stream a lot on both Twitch and YouTube and Twitter. Keep an eye out for those. For season 15 only, players can earn up to an additional 10 loot boxes each week for completing up to 15 games, with wins counting as double. So this is the same thing. This is how they're actually implementing it. Okay. Challenges for loot boxes reset every week, so any loot boxes not earned in that week are missed out. Okay, hero perks. Instead of hero balance updates, we're opening up season 15 with adding hero perks to all 41 heroes. Our intention is to give you some time to adapt to such a large shift for the game, but we'll be monitoring to see if any perks need immediate tuning. So check out each new perk and plan out new strategies and playstyles that can benefit your playstyle. So I guess that means no balance updates. All right, I'm fine. I did watch some of the videos of other streamers who were at the Spotlight event for some characters. I watched it for like Doomfist, Anna, Zenyatta, Sig, Ramattra. So I've seen a couple of these, but I'm curious to see if any of them have changed a little bit. I'm assuming there was a lot of feedback during that Spotlight event. We'll go ahead and read through them all. Starting with tanks, Diva. Okay, I'm already seeing it doesn't show which one is a major and which one is minor perk. I'm guessing the first 2 are minor perks and the second 2 are major perks. We'll guess, see if that works. I wish they would show that. That's a little disappointing. Bunny Stomp. Calm mech's damage radius increased by 50%. That's hilarious. Eject grants 75 temporary overhealth. Both very cool, very useful. I would probably go for the damage radius increase because who doesn't love a good Diva Stomp? Shield system. Convert 150 health to shields. Defense matrix restores shields based on 25% of its damage absorbed. Oh, that's cool. So she can heal herself with that. Plus, if it shields, it regens faster. Pretty cool. Heavy rockets. Micro missiles are swapped for heavy rockets, which fire fewer projectiles with increased damage and explosion size. Very cool. I think there was something similar to that in Junkenstein's lab. Awesome. Love to see it. Doomfist. This is the one I want to see. 1-2. Hitting an enemy with rocket punch reloads all hand cannon ammo. Maybe I'm playing Doomfist wrong, but I almost never run out of hand cannon ammo. So I don't think that's going to be very useful. Again, maybe I'm playing it wrong. Maybe some people can take advantage of that. We'll see. Survival of the fittest. The best defense grants 25 overhealth from eliminations. And its max overhealth is increased by 50. Super cool. Sometimes Doomfist feels so squishy. So I'm guessing in some specific matchups, that will be huge. Seismic Empowerment. Hitting 3 or more enemies with Seismic Slam empowers Rocket Punch. That's really cool. That's really interesting. Having another way to get Empower Punch is really nice. Hopefully that will kind of alleviate the stress on both sides of, I have a punch, I need to keep it and not do things. And then on the other side of, oh my gosh, the Doomfist has a punch, he's going to hold it forever and then eventually use it at the perfect moment to one-hit somebody. So I think that alleviates that a little bit. Power Matrix. Power block absorbs projectiles for the first second of its duration. So I believe it was Spylo on his super long video about trying to fix tanks where he recommended this. He said it would be a parry. So it looks like they did that by absorbing projectiles. So you can show up, and if you time it correctly and you read that the Ana's going to sleep, you can actually do something about it. It doesn't seem to do anything for Sombra's hack. Kind of disappointing, but I guess it makes sense because they're doing it through projectiles. I don't know if it'll work against Cassidy because it's a flashbang. It kind of explodes in the air. So that'll be interesting. I think it'll be really good. It'll also be another layer of skill, because one of my favorite things is like, okay, I know this Ana's sleep dart timing, so I show up, do just enough to get her to use sleep dart and ult right before she does it. That's very satisfying. It's another layer of skill expression, which you don't have to wait till your ult in order to do. So I'm excited about this. I think Survival of the Fittest and Power Matrix are easy picks for me, unless they like don't have an Ana or they don't have a Cassidy. But I mean, you're playing Doomfist, so chances are very high. Hazard. Off the top, Violent Leap Slash deals 30% more damage to enemies above 250 health. Okay, so Tank Buster. He does more damage against tanks if you take that. Reconstitution. Jagged Wall hits charged Spike Guard with 25 energy up to 50 extra. Okay, interesting. I haven't played too much at Hazard, but seems like interesting things. 30% more damage. I don't know the specific damage numbers of Off the Top. I hope those new player cards show up soon where you can see how much damage it does specifically, because that would really help in judging how good this is going to be against other tanks. This also does stuff to like Reaper as well. I think some other characters have over 250 health. All right, major perks. Anarchic Zeal. Spike Guard spikes gain 25% lifesteal. Okay, making him harder to kill. Deep Leap. Violent Leap's range is increased by 20%. I'm a movement guy. Take the movement. That would be so nice. I always felt like it was just slightly too small. Very cool. Maybe I'll play Hazard some more now. Junker Queen. Rending Recall. Recall Jagged Blade from a stuck target refreshes its wound. Battle Shout. Commanding Shout fully reloads Scattergun and increases allies' reload speed by 50%. So I guess it depends. Like, this feels map dependent and team comp dependent. Some characters can really take advantage of this and some can't, so this is really specific. I think in general I would probably take Battle Shout, but yeah. Deep Wounds. Scattergun hits extend your wound duration on these enemies by 0.25 seconds. So I had a question about this because I saw in Karki's video he was doing it. Scattergun hits, does that mean each and every pellet? Because I think Scattergun has like 6 or 8 pellets per shot. So does that mean if you hit all of them, it's plus 2 seconds? That's kind of a lot. So I need to see the actual numbers on this and see if Junker Queen is just unkillable with this. Savage Cetacean. Carnage's impact damage gains 100% lifesteal. This is another situation where I wish I knew what it was before. I'm looking forward to those player cards. I need to see the actual numbers of what they are currently. All right, Malga. Kinetic Bandolier. Overrun reloads up to 150 ammo while charging up to. So does that mean the longer you charge, the more ammo it will reload? 2 hearts. While on an objective, Malga counts as 2 heroes and regenerates 20 health per second. Oh no. Oh no. Great. Malga's even more unkillable. Firewalker. Overrun ignites enemies hit. Cool. I'm fine with that. That's really cool. Combat Fuel. Critical hits grant Malga 2 temporary overhealth on cardiac overdrive's next use, up to 100 overhealth. The unkillable character who shoots a lot is gonna be more unkillable and is gonna shoot more. I don't know. I'm biased. I don't really like Malga. I think maybe these perks make him a little even more annoying to deal with, but hopefully that there's enough perks in the other direction that will help. Orisa, another character I really don't like. Let's see. Heat Disappear. Primary fire critical hits refund heat. Okay, they're rewarding good aim. Sure, I'm okay with that. Fleeting Bulwark. Fortify briefly grants an additional 100 overhealth when activated. Briefly grants an additional 100 overhealth. Okay, interesting. Charge Javelin. Hold secondary fire to charge energy javelin, increasing its speed and knockback. Pierces enemies at full power. I like this it gives you another thing to think about, trying to line up your positionings to actually hit people in a row, and kind of provides, an additional thing if enemies are stacking up a lot. Kind of cool. Protective barrier. Convert javelin spin to instead launch a barrier. I've been playing against old Orisa a lot in Classic, and I like the barrier a lot more than javelin spin. So the fact that some people are going to get rid of javelin spin, very cool. You don't just get pushed around by the horse all the time. Much better than just being pushed around. So I'm hopeful for this. This seems like a step in the right direction, except for this one. This one's just making unkillable horse more unkillable. But all right, Ramatra. Void Surge. Void Accelerator periodically releases a burst of 6 additional projectiles during continuous fire. I am curious about this because this feels like it's in the right direction, because Ramatra needs something while he's in his regular form, not powered up, not punching, because the current gameplay loop of Ramatra is kind of waste time until you go into punch mode. So making him more useful when he's not in punch mode. I like the idea of this. I don't think it's going to be enough. Void Barrier's duration is increased by 25%. This is cool. As long as it stays as it is right now, it'll be really nice, because the barrier cooldown starts counting down right when you use it. So this just means you get extra time to do things. Cool. Unless this does a lot of extra damage, I think you're just going to take the barrier. Nanite Repair. Ramatra is healed for 50 health per second while within Ravenous Vortex. Okay, so he has an ability that can heal himself. Cool. Is 50 health per second a lot? It doesn't sound like it's a lot for a tank, but so maybe it'll be a little bit helpful. Looking forward to those player cards. I want to see all these numbers and be familiar with all the numbers so I can see 50 health per second. Wow, that is a lot. So just looking forward to that new feature. Vengeful Vortex. While Ravenous Vortex is airborne, use secondary fire again to detonate it, dealing 50 damage and pulling enemies downward. This is fucking awesome. One of my big frustrations with Ramatra was anytime there was a flyer, it was like, oh, use the E move, that'll bring them down. But it was never tall enough to actually do that. So you never ended up using it for what I thought was its intended purpose. You kind of just use it for a little bit extra damage, or keeping somebody in an area and slow them down, or making headshots easier because they're not jumping. But now you actually have another skill expression. There will be aiming involved and timing involved, and reading where the Pharah is going, left or right, and reading the echo. And then this also gives Pharahs, an extra level of skill, because am I gonna keep my short dash, the horizontal dash? I need to keep that, because if Ramatra has his E and he launches it towards me, if I use that real quick, so it looks like there's actually going to be another layer of skill expression to Ramatra, which is fucking awesome. So if I had to guess, take Prolonged Barrier, take Vengeful Vortex. Unless Void Surge is really good, then take Void Surge and Vengeful Vortex. Reinhardt, Crusader's Revolve. While using Barrier Field, your passive health regen triggers 50% sooner. Okay, so instead of 5 seconds, it's 2.5 seconds? That seems pretty good. He'll be healing a lot. That means you're really kind of going to have to prioritize taking down Ryan's shield if you want to kill him. That's interesting. I want to see how that plays out in game. I'm not going to make any guesses. Fiery Uptake. Barrier Field is healed for 100% of Fire Strike's damage dealt. I like this. You're rewarding good aim with Fire Strikes, good timings in order to line multiple people up. That's cool. Shield Slam. While Barrier Field is active, use secondary fire to damage and knock back enemies, but not stun. I noticed that. Thank God. So you get Big Brig, Shield Bash. Another movement option for Ryan, which is really cool. He might be able to make those little jumps like on Lijiang Tower and do a little damage and knock back people. Oh, Brig Bash can stun like Doomfist Charge and Reinhardt Pin and things like that. So does that mean there's another layer of counter pinning for Reinhardt? You can shield slam or you can counter pin for both Doomfist, for Reinhardt Dittos, for Brig. I think there's another character that can do that. Yet another layer they're adding of gameplay. I love to see that. Giving characters more options, more interactions, more different choices. Cool. This is fucking awesome. Crushing Victory. Charge damage grants temporary overhealth for 50% of the damage dealt. Cool. You're awarding being aggressive with his pin. I like that. Overall, I think these three are really, really good. I don't know how to feel about Crusader's Resolve yet. I need to see how that works in game. These three, fucking awesome. Roadhog. Oh boy. Scrap Hook. Chain Hook hits reload to ammo. I don't like this. I mean, it seems useful. Before, there's an element of skill in like, I need to reload before I hook and like keeping track of shooting and stuff like that. And maybe, you know, calling it skill to understand when you need to reload and not is a little generous. I guess I'm just showing my anti-Roadhog bias. Hog Toss. Pigpen's throw range is increased by 50%. Okay, I didn't think people were really throwing Pigpen a lot. I thought they would put it at the feet and then hook somebody into it and shoot them. I thought that was the whole point of Pigpen, kind of give back the one shot. But I guess they're trying to incentivize not doing that and trying to use it to like, oh, let me throw it over there to stop people from running over there. Maybe that's the way they're supposed to use it, and they're trying to incentivize that, so that's kind of cool. I would like to see this with an extra sentence here that doubles down on incentivizing a different way to play Roadhog. It also does more damage, but it loses its slow effect or something. Like something extra to incentivize hogs to toss it somewhere else instead of just play for the sit in a corner, hook one shot combo. All right, Invigorate. Take a breather rapidly increases Roadhog's movement speed. Honestly, I hate Roadhog, but this is fucking funny. Seeing a Roadhog run around faster is cool, and giving more characters movement ability is cool. I'm here for this. As long as I can cancel it with punch, I'm here for this. Hydrogen Exposure. Take a breather also heals nearby allies for 50% of its healing. Okay, I actually like these changes. This gives Roadhog an ability to play with his team. It incentivizes Hogs to do something else with Pigpen and gives him a speed. These three are cool. This one I think is kind of silly, but again, that's 3 out of 4. That's not bad. Sigma Kinetic Cycle. Absorbing projectiles with kinetic grasp also reduces accretion's cooldown. Very cool. I saw this. I think this is cool. I think this is much better than this one. Massive Impact. Accretion's knockdown duration increases up to 3 seconds based on travel distance. Maybe I'm bad with Sigma and I can't hit rocks from that far away, and I think this one's just better. Having more abilities and faster abilities is just better in my opinion. I think this one's funny. So there might be some more people using it just for memes. And then maybe it's also really map dependent, because if you're playing on like Circuit Royale, you're going to have more long range rocks. But I mean, this one's so good. Reducing the cooldown by like 4 seconds is just really good. Hyper Strike. Every 5 direct hits with hyperspheres, your next successful quick melee levitates and knocks away enemies. This is really funny. The way it looked in the gameplay that they showed. I like this in theory a lot. Plus it gives you an extra ability and something to keep track of, more skill expression. You can use it to knock away like an Orisa or somebody who's up in your face, who you don't want to be up in their face. Like if it's, you don't want to do this if it's a, you know, a squishy, because if they're close, you just want to kill them. But if it's an enemy tank, that would be kind of nice. Plus it'll interact differently with different tanks. So another layer of skill to Sigma. Cool. Activate and hold double jump to briefly levitate upward. I feel like this one honestly should be a lesser perk. I don't know. I think it's cool. I would definitely use this. But if I have the choice between these two, I'm gonna take this one almost every time, unless it's a very specific map. This is another one I need to see in game. I need to test it on like different maps, different areas. This one's curious. Question mark on a hole on Sigma to see how these end up. Winston. Short Circuit. Tesla Cannon deals 30% more damage to deployable objects. This seems so situational. Like, how many deployable objects really are there? I guess if you're Winston and you're running into a lot of Sims and Torbs and Alaris, then maybe, but it just seems so situational. Heavy Landing. During Primal Rage, jump packs damage and area increase by up to 75% while airborne. See, like, if you take Heavy Landing, you're gonna be using that every single game, guaranteed. and you're gonna get use out of it. If you take Short Circuit, I feel like half the games you're just not gonna get any use of it. Interesting. Chain Lightning, fully charged secondary fire hits bounce up to 2 additional targets. This is cool. This gives you another option, especially because it'll probably work around corners. So if you're shooting an Anna's really low, she turns the corner, but there's a tank next to her. You just shoot into the tank and kill the Anna. So this will be interesting to see in the game. I want to see how it works. I think there's going to be some balance around Chain Lightning, because if it's not done right, there's going to be a lot of complaints from support characters. That's for damn sure. Revitalizing Barrier projectile heals allies within it for 30 health per second. Cool change. Looking forward to see all the numbers on all the abilities so we can see exactly how this affects people. This gives Winston another ability or another option to help his team. So cool stuff. Wrecking Ball, Steamroller. Roll impacts deal 100% more damage to tanks. Okay. Yeah, I guess Ball doesn't really have anything for anti-tank. Pack Rat. Health packs heal an additional 100 health. I feel like people are just going to take Pack Rat and Ball is going to be even more unkillable. But at the same time, this means he has to spend less time hunting for health packs, because each one will give an additional 100 health and he can attack more. Another question mark on how this is going to impact Ball. Hang time. Pile driver winds up longer, gaining air control and dealing up to 50% more damage. Ooh, okay. And I think because it winds up longer, well, does that mean it'll go higher? Because when Ball goes up, it's like you're here and then you go whoop, boom. And then a lot of really good Wrecking Balls, they'll use that in order to like, oh, I got boofed off the edge, I can go up a little and get over, or I want to get up to this hill real quick or up to this ledge. So I wonder if that means it'll go up higher and give even more options. So that one's pretty cool. The 50% more damage will be interesting to see how breakpoints change with all these perks. So the idea of trying to figure that out without just playing and seeing how it works is daunting. Transfer efficiency. Reactivating adaptive shield reduces its cooldown by 1.5 seconds per ally affected, and ally health gained is increased by 33%. This is cool. This is directly incentivizing Balls to play a little more with their team and give shields to their team. I like the idea of that. I don't know if people are going to take it over this one, but it's interesting. Zarya, jump ups. Secondary fire's self knockback is increased by 75%. This one seems pretty situational. Unless you can go a lot faster and get to point faster, I'm not sure. It seems very map dependent. Graviton Crush. Graviton Surge deals up to 30% of enemy max health as damage over time. This one seems really nice. Especially if you're getting 2 or 3 people in there. It's just so much more damage. You just have a higher chance of making a bigger play with that one. Energy Lance. Particle Cannon's beam pierces enemies while over 50 energy. Cool. Gives you another target, because I feel like right now you just want to aim for as high energy as possible. But now you're like, oh, I'm above 50%. Now I can position like this in order to pierce enemies and stuff like that. This will also change how supports have to play around tanks. Spotter. Projected barrier activates ally health regen and increases their movement speed by 15%. Holy shit, that seems so good. Oh my god, that seems so good and so annoying to deal against. Well, they're almost dead. Oh, now they're invincible for a little bit, and they're going faster, and they're healing. I mean, cool for Zarya. Zarya players are going to love this. And I also just realized something. Are perks also going to be coming to 6v6? I would assume yes. So that means that a Zarya can bubble a diving Doomfist, and they get increased movement speed, health regeneration, and the barrier. So, oh boy, this one's going to be real interesting. Damage. Time for DPS characters. Ashe. Rapid Fire. Unscoped shots gain 30% increased attack speed, but deal 15% less damage. I always have a hard time managing Ashe's ammo. So this... Okay, so this does a couple things. First of all, you have to manage your ammo carefully, but also this kind of gives Ashe a little bit more agency when characters are close to her, which I think is good. Having another avenue of that seems like a good thing to attack for making Ashe a more well-rounded character. 15% less damage seems like a lot, but I guess it's really 15% more damage total because of DPS. So we'll see how this one plays out. Sidewinder. Coach Gun pushes Ashe and enemies 20% farther. Coach Gun already does a lot. I guess this will help with tanks, because tanks don't really go very far. Yeah, Ashe, this needs to be seen in-game with like specific examples of characters. Viper Sting. Hitting 2 consecutive scope shots on a target deals 25 extra damage and reloads 2 ammo. Rewarding good aim. Cool. Oh, I thought it was crits. Hitting 2 consecutive scoped shots. So as long as you're aiming. I wish it was crits, because then you're really rewarding, but okay. At least it's rewarding being good with your gun. The thing I worry about with not is you're just gonna shoot tanks all the time. So you're gonna constantly be reloading. This means you literally don't have to reload. I just realized that. You shoot twice, you hit twice, you get the 2 ammo back, plus you do more damage. So I feel like Ashe is just gonna sit there and constantly shoot the tank. If you keep shooting the tank, you just do so much damage. Plus the DPS passive, they take less healing. So I don't know how I feel about this. This seems really annoying to deal with as a tank player, and it feels kind of annoying as an Ashe player, where like you want to go for riskier shots and try to hit the the Tracer and try to hit the Pharah and harder to hit characters, but you just rewarded so much by hitting them consecutively that like it might just be more worth it to shoot the tank. I don't know. Chalk it up to see how it works with all the other parts. Airburst. Dynamite has a 40% increased detonation radius while airborne and refunds 3 ammo when thrown. This is cool. This is incentivizing the right things, in my opinion. Good aim, shooting it while it's in the air, and not only that, but choosing when to shoot it when it's in the air and trying to hit the right angles. This means you can use it around corners, plus, helping with ammo management. This is really cool. Bastion, Smart Bomb. A36 tactical grenades self-knockback is increased by 25% and no longer damages you. Very cool. I like that a lot. Another movement option, plus it no longer damages you. Very fancy. Armored Artillery configuration. Artillery grants 300 temporary overhealth. So you can use your ult in riskier places. I would say this is map dependent, so very interesting. Lindholm Explosives configuration. Assault weapon slowly fires explosive shells instead of a rotary cannon. That's cool. Also map dependent, but I like the idea of this. It shows that they're playing with funny stuff, and they're taking more risks. Self-repair, plus ability to rapidly heal yourself. Okay, whatever. This is what it used to be. Right now, I think I would just take Smart Bomb and then the assault weapon. A lot more bursty. Oh, but also harder to hit smaller targets then. Interesting. Bastion, you actually have to make some choices here. Very, very curious. Cassidy, quick draw. Family hammer shots are individually controlled and can crit for 50% more damage. Oh, I like that. I actually really like that. It's not just random spraying everywhere. You actually get to do it. They can crit. This is terrifying from a tank player's perspective. Like, just imagine you get up in a Reinhardt or a Hog's face, or even just slightly from above, 50% damage, and you're taking all 6 shots to the head. Like, this can destroy tank. Past noon. Deadeye refunds 30% ultimate charge if it fully expires. Okay. I don't like this because it incentivizes using it for area control instead of for getting kills, which I think is not as cool. But, I mean, bravo for trying new things, I guess. Gunslinging. Critical hits with primary fire reduce the cooldown of combat roll by 3 seconds. Okay. It incentivizes being good, but it makes a DPS character a lot harder to kill. So this is another one of those, let's give a question mark, see how it actually plays in game. So if there's gonna be a Cassidy literally just like headshotting and rolling constantly, that'll be really annoying to deal with. Really fun for the Cassidy though. Bang Bang. Cassidy throws a second flashbang that travels farther, but both flashbangs deal 30% reduced damage. I wish it was 30% reduced stun. I feel like people aren't throwing flashbang for damage, they're throwing it for stun, right? I feel like the slow effect, this is confusing. Who uses flashbangs for damage? This is just like, hey, you get a second flashbang with like almost no downside. I don't know. We'll see how it works. Also, it'll probably be pretty hard to aim since you're just throwing 2 at the same time. I need to see this in game. Echo, friendly imaging. Duplicate can also target allies. Very cool. I thought it could do that in Overwatch 1. Maybe I'm crazy. Enhanced duplication. During duplicate, your clone's first ultimate extends duplicate duration by 3 seconds. I saw this in the thing. It looks really cool. I feel like it's a little bit situational. I feel like both of these are pretty situational. So it's like you kind of have to to make that decision almost every game, which is kind of nice. I mean, it doesn't feel like you're just going to pick Echo and pick the same ones every time. I don't mind that. I don't mind it because they're both situational, and it feels like they can be different situational. It feels like you're always going to want to pick something, one or the other. It's full salvo. Sticky bombs fire 50% more projectiles, but all sticky bombs deal 15% less damage. I need to see actual numbers on what this does, because this is going to change a lot of breakpoints. Does that mean it's also going to take longer to fire, or is it going to be the same fire rate? This one needs a lot of testing. High beams. Focusing beam elimination resets flight's cooldown. I like this a lot. This incentivizes the assassination. Get in, get a kill, get out. Like fast-paced Echo play. Genji, aerobatic, swift strike resets double jump. Awesome. Give people more movement abilities. I'm all for it. Dragon's Thirst. Dragon Blade swings gain 30% lifesteal. Oh, God. Oh, man, that's a lot. Okay, Anna Nade is looking real useful. Blade Twisting. Swift Strike deals 25 additional damage over time when used shortly after an elimination. Interesting. Okay, that's kind of similar to Echo's Focusing Beam, resetting the cooldown. You're kind of incentivizing getting in, getting out, and having attack on the way out. Meditation. Regenerate 25 health per second while deflect is active. Okay, I think this one's just better. Having that little bit of extra health is so nice. Dang. Okay, that's gonna be cool. Hanzo, Sonic Disruption. Sonic Arrow hacks nearby health packs? What? Okay, does this go? I have so many questions. This needs to be tested, because does it go through walls? Can it do multiple different health packs? Okay, depending on how those tests come out, this can be really cool because it gives Hondo an extra element of skill. If it's too broken, though, that might be really annoying to play against. A lot of testing for this one. Scatter arrows. Storm arrows split into 3 new projectiles on their first ricochet and bounce 2 extra times. Okay, this is kind of cool. Yay, more skill expression. That's all I'll say for that. Dragon Fury. After hitting an enemy with primary fire, gain 25% attack speed for 1 second. Oh, dang. So this is kind of like Ash. I hope this doesn't incentivize people just going for tanks. It feels like that's what it's going to do. Yamagami Technique. Wall climb accelerates your lunge cooldown by 250%. Holy shit, that's a lot. Isn't it like 5 or 6 seconds already? Good lord, you're just going to be climbing and jumping everywhere. I'm all for more movement abilities. This seems a little aggressive, but until I see actual numbers and see it in game, I'll hold off, but I like more movement abilities. Junkrat. Aluminum frame. Steel traps throw range is increased by 50%. Alright, cool. Nitro boost. During Riptire, use ability 1 to gain a quick boost to speed. Doing so reduces Riptire's damage by 50%. Oh, dang. I don't know about that one. I was ready to call it OP after this, but 50% is a lot. If it can still one-hit squishies, it might be worth it. But if it can't, oh, I don't know about these. Junkrat might need another look. Frag Cannon. Frag launcher's projectile speed is increased by 40%, but its max ammo is reduced by 1. I hate reducing ammo. I like increased projectile speed. When they increased the projectile speed for Pharah, it made things so much better, so much more responsive. Yeah, I like the projectile speed. I wish this number could be tweaked in order to keep the ammo, because reloading is just not fun. I mean, it's cool to like manage when you have to reload, I guess. Making people reload more, I don't like the idea of that. TikTok. Concussive mine arms 0.5 seconds after landing, increasing damage by 50%, explosion radius by 50%, and health by 200%. Okay, so you can't use it instantly if you pick this. I think I'm understanding it. That means you can't just throw it and use it mid-air anymore if you pick this, because it only arms after landing. Interesting. So they're trying to incentivize like placing it down and using it as a mine? I don't know. I like the gameplay of high-level Junkrats when they're using it on themselves to gain a high position and then use it for a quick kill. I think that's more engaging than the like trap place it down, wait for somebody to show up gameplay. So if it were me, I'd be trying to incentivize through using it more aggressively versus defensively. I mean, I guess it also depends who you're balancing for. If you're balancing for low skill versus high skill versus medium skill characters. I don't know, man. I feel like the only good one is this one. And even then, it has such a big penalty. I feel like Junkrat is losing out on this. Dang. Hopefully Junkrat gets looked at. May. Chilling Reach. Primary Fire's range is increased by 30%. Oh shit. Okay. So she can play farther away then. Permafrost. Ice Wall's duration and cooldown are increased by 2 seconds. Fuck. No. Oh my god. At least 66 is coming back, so it won't just be one tank suffering. Biting Cold, secondary fire hits slow enemies by 15% by 1.5 seconds, stacking up to 30%. Okay. I like movement abilities. So all of this is taking away movement abilities. Cryostorm. Cryo Freeze slows and deals 70 damage per second to nearby enemies. I think I just have a problem with Mei as a character because I really like movement abilities and her whole kit is about denying movement. And it looks like they're leaning into that more. I wish she just did more damage or had a new ability, had different ways of using it versus, hey, you can make more people go slower. I'm just not a fan. Not a fan at all. Farah. Drift Dusters. Farah can move while Barrage is active. This is so funny. I love this. This is the complete opposite. You're giving more movement abilities, you're giving more options. Plus it looks hilarious. It looked hilarious in Junkenstein's lab. This is fucking awesome. I love this. Helix Shields. Convert 75 health to shields. Shields heal a little faster. I guess the more I think about it, that is kind of nice because it incentivizes Farahs to hide less and be moving more. But I think this one's just so much better. So much funnier too. Concussive Implosion. Concussive Blast Knockback is inverted to a pull-in. This was what they showed off to first show the perks. I think that's cool. It incentivizes a different style of play. So I like this one a lot. Fuel stores. Jet Dash grants 50% fuel. Maximum overfuel is increased by 100%. Okay. I mean, that seems cool. I don't know if the numbers are enough to make it pickable over this one, because this one, it just seems like so many options you can do. Not only like with your own combos like they showed, you know, you take this one and then you use Barrage, you pull everybody together and blow them up. But, you know, with other characters, there's also the ability to like pull people off maps or pull them out of a room to shoot at them. So I feel like this one just has a more use case, but this one is also movement based, so I like it. I just don't know if it's enough. I want to see this one in game. This looks awesome. This looks awesome. This seems meh. Reaper. Death's Shadow. Shadow Step reloads Hellfire shotguns and has 25% increased range. Okay, this seems interesting. Soul Reaving collects soul globes from dead enemies to restore 50 health. Okay, this one, so option A incentivizes more of a flanky play style. Option B incentivizes kind of being more with people, I guess. This one seems map specific. This one doesn't. Dire Triggers. Use secondary fire to fire a volley with long range accuracy from both Hellfire shotguns? What? They gave Reaper long range? That's actually sick. Having another option for characters. I love it. Ravenous Wrath. Leaving Wrath form grants 40% additional lifesteal for 3 seconds. I don't like this one as much. It just feels like you're making a DPS character more tanky instead of more ability to do stuff. So I like Dire Triggers a lot. Ravenous, this one seems, it just incentivizes the wrong thing for me. Sojourn. Extended mag. Maximum ammo increased by 15%. All right. Cool. I feel like I run out of ammo before I kill somebody with Sojourn all the time. So, Overcharge. Railgun's maximum energy is increased by 50 while Overclock is active. So this adds back the Sojourn one-shot. Oh no. Dual Thrusters. Power Slide gains an additional charge and its jump height shifts to lateral movement. So you don't jump as high, but you jump really far forward and you can go a lot. I like the idea of this. I need to see how it plays out on specific maps, but it seems like Sojourn is going to be really fucking mobile now. Adhesive Siphon. Disruptor Shot can stick to enemies and regenerates railgun energy while dealing damage. This seems cool. I prefer movement abilities, but I can see how a lot of people would like this. And then this, I need to see breakpoints with this because Sojourn is going to be one-shotting everything. Soldier 76. Recycled pulse munitions. Helix rockets reload 15 ammo if they damage an enemy. Okay, 15 ammo. That seems like a lot. That seems really useful. Field emergency. See, well, 15 ammo seems like a lot, which is they're doing like the opposite thing, where instead of taking away ammo, they're giving more ammo and they're making you reload less, which I like. I like that a lot. Field emergency. Biotics field healing is increased by 100% on critical health allies. Okay, you're trying to incentivize playing with teams instead of having that solo soldier taking a flank, taking an off angle. Okay, so that's going to come down to map preference. Agility training. Sprint speed is increased by 20% and reload can be performed while sprint is active. Damn, that's a buff. That's two big buffs. Stim pack. Biotic field can be used as a stim pack, increasing attack speed and reload speed by 30% while being unhealable by 4 seconds. Wow, that's a big change. Doing 30% more damage and reloading faster, but you can't be healed. Wow, this is such a huge change for Soldier. Dang. Okay, I'm here for it. This is like a whole new play style. So cool. I mean, you can still take the regular play style if you want, you know, Helix rockets reload more damage and then you sprint 20% faster and can reload. Like both of those play into the off angle solo soldier on the side play style. And then both of these, oh wait, Biotics field healing is increased by 100%. So does that mean if you take this, you can't do this? Oh wait, it can be used as a stim pack, so you get to choose. Oh, as long as you get to choose, that's awesome. This is fucking cool. I like what they did with Soldier. This is just giving him more options. This character hasn't changed basically since launch, so this is cool to see. Sombra. Viral efficacy. Virus's cooldown is reduced by 3 seconds when an enemy affected by the virus is eliminated. Okay, so you can kind of chain kill with Sombra. I'm okay with that. It incentivizes her doing damage. I'm cool with that. Doing damage and skill shot. Control Alt Escape. Teleporting with Translocator while at critical health initiates passive health regen. Okay. Making a DPS character more tanky, more annoying to chase down, which means it incentivizes Sombra to hit and run more often. I'm not sure. I'm in the middle with that. It's a lot better than it could have been, I'll say, but maybe I shouldn't say that because here come the hacks. White Hat. Hack can be used on allies to restore 100 health over 2 seconds. I fucking love it. I love it. Yes, please give Hack another purpose besides just removing somebody's ability to play the game. I love White Hat. This is fucking awesome. Stack Overflow. Hack's silence duration is increased by 100%, but its range is decreased by 30. I hate this. I hate this so much. I have such a problem with Sombra as a character because you have a hero-based ability shooter where the point of the game is to manage your cooldowns and use your abilities with skill in the proper times. And Sombra's whole idea of hacking is, hey, you know that thing that you're supposed to do with your abilities, how about you don't do that for a while? I have a huge problem with this character as an idea, so I really like the fact that you can give her whole hacking another option. She has an option other than just taking away somebody else's thing. You can give it to a friendly character. But then they went ahead and increased silence duration by 100%. Oh, that's so annoying. I like that they decreased the range. At least, you know, you have to be close. Good God. Ugh. This is like a C. I'm terrified of Stack Overflow, and I think that combined with Control Alt Escape is going to be really annoying. But I think if people pick Viral Efficacy and White Hat, I think it could give Sombra a lot more fun gameplay without taking away other people's gameplay. So this is just straight up 50-50. I really like 1 and 3. I really hate 2 and 4. Symmetra. Sentry capacity. Sentry turret gains an additional charge. So you can place 4? I've been playing so much Classic that I feel like it's 6 right now, so that'd be 7. But I think it's 3 in the base game, and then you can place 4. Okay, that seems cool. Advanced teleportation. Teleport's range is increased by 50%. Okay, I like that so much more. That gives you so many more options compared to just having an additional sentry. I don't think this is going to be close. I think people are just going to take teleporter all the time. Perfect alignment. Primary fire's range increases by 15% with each additional charge level. Dang. So Symmetra can actually finish kills. You can't just run away. I feel like this is kind of necessary because they're adding so many more movement abilities to so many different characters. I'm guessing this is keeping Symmetra relevant. Shield battery. Symmetra regenerates 20 shields per second while within 10 meters of her teleporter. I need to see numbers for this. I feel like sentry capacity and shield battery are incentivizing a defensive playstyle, whereas advanced teleportation and perfect alignment are incentivizing an offensive playstyle. I kind of like that you have both. I feel like Symmetra is going to be one of those characters where you're going to see all of these abilities. So I take back what I said about the sentry turret, because if you're taking this one, you're probably going to take the other one. Well, oh, maybe not, because this one is within her teleporter. So this actually could incentivize being aggressive too. All 3 of these incentivize being aggressive because you can teleport behind somebody. You can teleport behind the team and be super aggressive and regenerate shields while you're doing it. Yeah. Okay, I am completely wrong about what I said earlier. These 3 all incentivize being aggressive with Symmetra, and this one doesn't. This one kind of doesn't, but I like that it's by 50% with each additional charge, so it starts off small and then gets bigger. So you have to start in close, but then you can kind of back up. It rewards you for being aggressive initially. Interesting. We're going to see some aggressive sim plays. Torb. Joby. Craftsman. Forge Hammer can restore armor health to allies? Turret's repair heal is increased by 25%. So they took Ninja Sneaky Torb, who goes and hits enemies. They said, here, go hit your tank. That's really funny. Just imagine Orion like sitting there with a Torbjorn hammering him while he's hammering enemies. I need to see a number on this to see how much that'll do. Fully loaded. Activating overload fully refills rivet guns ammo. All right, that's cool. That seems fully in line with a lot of other characters' abilities. Anchor bolts. Deploy turrets throw range is increased by 50%. Oh, that's a lot. And it can now attach to walls and ceilings. I like this. This is changing exactly how you think about playing Torb, like 100%. Overloaded turret. Overload upgrades your turret for 5 seconds, increasing its health and damage. So they brought back level 3 sentry turret. We saw these in the video, but seeing a little bit more numbers is kind of cool. Very, very interesting. Torb is one of the characters we need to watch to see how players actually adapt to it and how they figure out what to do. Tracer. Blink packs. Health packs restore 1 blink charge. Holy shit, that's huge. Tracer's gonna be zipping around even more. Blast from the past. Pulse bomb's radius is increased by 50%. Holy shit. Wow, those are both really good. Flashback. Recall restores all blink charges. That's also really fucking good. Quantum entanglement. Recall grants 50 overhealth that decays over time. I mean, why would you take overhealth when you could just blink out? I feel like these 3 are really good, and this one's just not as good as the other one. The Tracer's gonna get a huge buff. Venture. Seismic sense. While underground, Venture can sense enemies within 25 meters. This is just off vision. It's really cool. How useful is it? I'm not too sure, but I'm here for it. 25 meters seems like a lot, but you can more carefully plan where you're going. Excavation exhilaration. While tectonic shock is active, cooldowns refresh 300% faster. So you can go quickly use all of your abilities, ult, then use all your abilities again. Cool. I like it. I'm gonna say W for both of these. Smart R excavator. Smart R's excavator range is increased by 25%. So this was their primary fire, and that means this is super nice. That means you have more places on maps that you can actually position in because it's just that much longer. So this gives Venture more options. I like it a lot. Covered in dirt. Dealing damage with Cobbler grants up to 30 Explorer's Resolve shields. Okay, so this is trying to incentivize getting up close and personal with her combo of you do primary fire, melee damage, and you dash in with right click. Interesting. I don't know if 30 shield is enough to really make this playstyle work. Widowmaker. Scoped efficiency. Scoped shots cost 3 ammo instead of 5. Oh, okay. So you have to reload less. I'm on board with that. Focused aim. Scoped shots charge 50% faster during your ult. Okay, I'm fine with both of those. I don't really like Widowmaker that much, but I don't think she's that much of a problem right now. And these don't seem like they make her more of a problem. So I'm okay with that. Escape plan. Scoped shots reduce grappling hook's cooldown by up to 4 seconds. I like this. This incentivizes her getting into a risky position, shooting, and then leaving the risky position, incentivizing Widowmaker to actually move. Very cool. Deadly Deuce. Venom Mine gains 50% increased damage and a second charge, enabling 2 active mines at a time. Okay, is 50% increased damage and 2 mines actually gonna make it useful? I don't think it's enough, because I don't think Venom Mine does any damage right now. It's kind of a worthless ability. So even 50% damage and having 2 of them, I don't think that's enough. I think you're just gonna take grappling hook cooldown. But I like that they're trying to make people use her abilities. As dumb as that sounds, that's what they're incentivizing, which is good. I don't think it's enough, but that can be tweaked with the number change. So I'm here for it. I think this is all good changes. I think this doesn't do what Sojourn's did, where it makes Sojourn just like an auto pick, like one-shot killing machine. I'm okay with Widowmaker perks. All right, on to support. Anna. Groggy. Enemies waking up from sleep dart are slowed for 2 seconds. This kind of goes with my Mei rant, where you're removing movement abilities. I don't like it. I get it, but I don't like it. I mean, I'm also a Doom main, so obvious bias. Biotic Bounce. After exploding, Biotic Grenade bounces and explodes again for 50 damage and healing. I saw a video of it. I think this is really cool. It gives you another layer to think about how you use grenade, where you throw it, and you can throw it directly on the ground and have it bounce up and come back down on you. Very cool. I like Biotic Bounce a lot. Headhunter. Biotic Rifle can crit enemies. This is cool. It incentivizes good aim. It incentivizes being aggressive. We're going to see a lot of DPS Annas. That's the only thing I'm a little nervous about, because just from a tank perspective, having a super heavy DPS Ana can be tough. So this incentivizes that. But I think there's enough perks on the tank side to off balance it, plus the second Biotic Grenade. Overall, I like this. I'll give it like a B+. I'm a little worried, but it should be okay. Shrike. Using Nano Boost, also casted on Anna. Wow, that's really good. This is fucking awesome. People have been asking for self-nano Anna for a very long time, so I'm glad that they finally gave it to her. Overall, B. Baptiste. Field Medicine. Immortality Field restores 80 health to nearby allies and 40 health to Baptiste when destroyed. I don't like Immortality Field as an ability anyway, so I don't like this. Let's make people immortal and heal them all the way up. So here's another health bar for Baptiste. Oh boy. Automated healing. After placing amplification matrix, your shoulder turret periodically fires up to 12 shots at allies, each restoring 25 health. So you can actually use your ult to pump out more healing as well. Interesting. And it says it fires up to 12 shots, which means projectiles, which means they can probably go through, which means 50 extra health? Jeez, that seems really good. Assault Burst. Regenerative Burst grants Baptiste 20% attack speed for 4 seconds, but no longer instantly heal. Okay, I like this. Clearly trading damage for healing. It's a choice. I'm okay with that. Rocket Boots. While airborne from Exo Boots, use jump to dash horizontally. Alright, that's cool. Yay, more movement abilities. I don't know, man. I just like movement abilities. It's going to be annoying to play against to try to chase a Bap down, but there probably is also cooldown on it, so I want to see it. But again, I like movement abilities, so I'm here. Brig. Barrier Restoration. Shield Bash restores 100 health to barrier shield when it hits an enemy, making Brig tankier. I'm a little worried. Morale Boost. Inspire lasts 3 seconds longer when activated by Whip Shot. That is so much more healing. Wow. This is a huge buff. Quick Fix. Repair Packs instantly heal an additional 35 health to critical health allies. Okay. Just straight healing boost. Whiplash. Whip shots knockback can slam enemies into walls, dealing 50 extra damage. Now, I saw the video of this, and it didn't look like it had the slam effect, like when you punch somebody into a wall as Doomfist. It just looks like they hit the wall and they take extra damage. I don't know. I think this is all fine. With Brig, it's more of a numbers game, and we'll see how the balance changes affect Brig, because if it's too much, Brig could be really overpowered. This will be fine-tuned, I'm sure. Illari. Rapid construction. Healing pylon builds 300% faster, and its cooldown is reduced by 1.5 seconds. I mean, I thought it built instantly. Maybe I'm misremembering that. This feels kind of worthless for the faster part. Very strange. Cooldown reduced by 1.5 seconds. Okay, I don't know. This whole perk is confusing to me. Summer Solstice. Illari's flight time during Captivate Sun is increased by 3 seconds, and her flight speed is increased by 20%. Dang, that's a big buff. I like movement abilities. This might be a little too much, especially for a DPS support character. So we'll see how this works in game. Solar power. Fully charged solar rifle hits grant 12.5% of your maximum solar energy, overfilling it up to 50%. Okay, this incentivizes being good at aiming and healing a lot. Maybe Illari's will heal more instead of DPS more. I think this incentivizes the shoot and heal playstyle instead of just shoot, shoot, shoot. Sunburn. Outburst ignites enemies, dealing an additional 70 damage over 3 seconds. Wow, that's really good. The DPS support does more DPS. Shocker. Juno. Familiar vitals. Pulsar torpedoes lock on allies 35% faster. That's nice. I feel like it takes forever to lock on sometimes, and you lose out on a lot of healing. That is pretty nice. Hyper boost. While using glide boost, passing through hyper ring pushes you forward. I saw this. I saw the video. It's insane. She goes so fast, and I would use that every single time. Very cool. Master Blaster. Medi Blaster can crit enemies. Okay, incentivizing good aim. Very cool. Activating glide boost resets double jump. All right, more movement abilities. Very cool. I feel like most people are just gonna take hyper boost and glide boost because you're just gonna be moving everywhere and you're gonna be so hard to kill. The extra damage and faster healing is not gonna be as good, but I'm okay with that trade. I like more movement. How many times in this video am I gonna say I like movement abilities? This is probably giving you a good perspective on how I think about Overwatch and about games in general. I love fast-paced. I love movement abilities. I love giving players more options, more choices, more agency. That is like the lens that I view these patches, these abilities to. Let's finish out the supports. Kiriko, Urgent Care. Healing Ofta projectile speed is increased by 50% when seeking critical health allies. Okay, so she can heal more when people are lower. Nice. Fortune Teller. Kunai hits launch 2 healing Ofta to an ally in front of you. Wow. So now you don't even have to heal, you can just do damage. Interesting. So you can heal and then throw 2, and then heal again and then throw 2, just like you can, and you'll get more healing output. So you can do more of both. Because I think 2 healing Ofta isn't really enough to just do damage. So if you sprinkle in both, okay, all right, I'll hear you out. I'm okay with that. Okay, shuffling. Swift step can be used again within 4 seconds of its initial cast. Oh boy. So now Kyrie can TP in, do damage for 2 seconds, and TP out. Or she can just TP in, Suzu, TP out. That means Kiriko can actually TP into a diving character like a Tracer or Doomfist, when right now, don't ever do that. With this, you TP in, Suzu, TP out. That's kind of cool. I feel like it's going to get abused, but I'm here for it. Foxtrot. Protection Suzu grants 40% movement speed to allies for 2 seconds. More movement speed. Giving Protection Suzu yet another ability in use is kind of crazy, but I guess we're giving everybody more uses, so I'm cool with that. I like Swift Step or Shuffling a lot more, but I get it. Life Weaver. Cleansing Grass. Life Grip cleanses negative effects. I don't think that's at all useful, honestly, because how many times where your tank is about to die and they're purple and you pull them, did you not already save them? Like that's already a save. There's almost no times where you get pulled as a tank, you're purple, you're low, and even though you're still purple, you die. It's almost never happens, at least to me. Life Cycle. While active, regenerate 10 health per second. Upon death, draw a healing seed that heals allies for 250 health. This is just so much better. You're always regenning, and you can heal 250 even after you die. Like, just cleansing negative effects is just not... Like, I would much rather have seen a lower cooldown or a movement dash or something different with this. It gives them movement speed even. I feel like this is just not enough to compete with this one. This one's just so good. Life Weaving. Rejuvenating Dash adds 20 healing to your next healing blossom within 3 seconds. 20 healing, so what? It goes from 80 to 100? Super Bloom. Thorns detonate for 30 extra damage when enough stick within 1.5 seconds. This is cool. This is a Needler from Halo, and it's fucking awesome. And it gives Life Weaver, it rewards Life Weaver for being accurate and hitting people fast. Very cool. I think Life Cycle, and Super Bloom are winners. I think Cleansing Grasp and Life Weaving are not good. Lucio. Bass Blowout. Sound waves knockback is increased by 15%. Okay. I will need to see in-game testing and map specific areas to see how that goes. Groove In. Regenerates 4 ammo per second while wall riding. This is fucking cool. You're going to see a lot of DPS Lucios, which I like. I think that playstyle is really cool. Noise Violation. Crossfade's range is increased by 150% while Amp It Up is active. That's cool. And then if you have a DPS Lucio, then they can actually heal from even farther away, so those kind of go together. Accelerando. Lucio's attack speed is increased by 50% while Amp It Up is active. Okay, this is just full-on DPS Lucio. Holy shit. The difference, so I was kind of complaining about full DPS Ana earlier, because when you get an Ana, you expect them to do both. When you get a Lucio, you have the expectation already that you're gonna get less healing from Lucio, and they're gonna do more movement speed and more DPS. That's the expectation. So that's why I'm more okay with DPS Lucio versus DPS Ana. I like the changes with Ana. I'm a little worried about it, but I really like DPS Lucio, so that's why I have the discrepancy. Mercy. Angelic Recovery. Mercy receives 15 health per second while her staff is attached to a full health ally. Okay, so she can heal herself while she's healing somebody else. All right, so you're incentivizing healing people. Oh, well, it's attached to a full health ally. Actually, it just says it's attached. It doesn't mean you're healing. It doesn't mean you're DPSing. So that means you can heal yourself while damage boosting somebody else. Okay, got it. Winged Reach. Guardian Angel's range is increased by 30%. Cool. I am currently loving Moth meta in the classic event. Having Mercy zooming around is dope. Chain Boost. Secondary fire links to a second nearby ally. Dang. That's crazy. When they did this, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I thought in Jungenstein's lab, when they did this, it was, but the second person only gets 50% of the DPS boost or something. So this is just straight up, you get to DPS boost 2 people. So we're gonna see, oh my God, this is gonna combine with Ashe and with maybe even, oh no. Okay. The meta is going to be you have a Mercy and you stick that Mercy on an Ashe and on a Soldier, and they just shoot the tank and destroy people. Holy shit, that's insane. Flash Heal. Resurrect can be used on the staff's active target to restore 150 health. Doing so incurs a 15-second cooldown. Okay, having another way to use an ability is very cool. I don't think it's as good as this. This is insane. I guess if you are like duo queuing and you're not damage boosting multiple people, so you can situationally use this one, but man, Chain Boost is just so good. Moira. Vanish. Fade's duration is increased by 0.5 seconds. This was cool in Jungenstein's lab. Means you can have more movement abilities, you can have more options. Uprush. Fade's jump height is increased by 50%. Oh, okay. Cool. It'll be really interesting to see how this plays out per map, but very cool. Hey, the guy who likes movement abilities is okay with more movement abilities. Shocker. Ethical Nourishment. Biotic Orb's first 50 healing is instant on each ally it encounters. Okay, so more bursty healing, incentivizing Moira to actually heal with her biotic orb. Contamination. Enemies being damaged by biotic orbs receive 25% reduced healing. DPS Moira's back. Okay, clearly here they were like, okay, we have 2 different types of Moira players. We have Moira players who really want to do damage and be flanky and be TikTok Moira. And then we have other Moiras who like the character and want to play with their team. And they said, let's just give both of them something to do. I get it. I hope it works out. Zenyatta. Zenith Kick. Snap Kick's knockback distance is increased by 30%. Isn't it already like an insane amount? Good lord, he's gonna be booting people off the map. Ascendance. Activate and hold double jump to hover for 3 seconds. This was a little confusing when I saw the video. This is two things, right? Because he gets a double jump and he can hover, right? Or it's just you can hover after you jump by holding down the spacebar. I'm not sure which one. I wish they would clarify, because activate and hold double jump means that you have a double jump. So does that mean Zenyatta can have a double jump and get to higher places as well as places that are farther away? I just want some clarification. Either way, I'm happy. Focus destruction. Secondary fire charges 20% faster and can store 1 extra orb of destruction. Cool. Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I feel neutral. Duality. Zenyatta heals Orb of Harmony targets for 20% of his damage dealt to Orb of Discord target. I like that a lot. This is incentivizing Zenyatta's to think about who they put their orbs on carefully. It basically gives Zenyatta this line of thinking. Hey, this person's low. Let me put healing orb on them and Discord orb on the tank and do a bunch of damage to the tank and do extra healing. Cool. I like all these changes. I feel like this 30% is kind of insane. Okay, that's all of the perks. Okay, so that's everything. No balance changes, but a lot to think about. Overall, I am really excited. This is going to completely change how Overwatch plays. I feel like with the majority of characters, they knocked it out of the park. They gave characters new abilities. They gave them new options, new agency on how they choose. They gave them new play styles. And then for a lot of characters, they made existing play styles that you could kind of do even better. I feel like with some of the abilities, some number tweaks are kind of necessary, but this is fucking cool. This is so cool to see a company do. Taking their existing gameplay and completely changing it entirely is so awesome and so necessary. Let me know what you guys think of any individual perks or just the idea of perks in general. I will have the patch notes link in the description so you can see for yourselves. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys in game and seeing you again next time. So thank you so much. God bless. Bye.